Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are using the Johnson edition and we turned out a poem 496, As Far From Pity as Complaint. You'll remember Pity from 492 and 494. When published in 1896, this poem was actually titled Asleep. For reasons that we'll have to get into, this is another comparison poem between those who are dead and those who are living. Our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at LearnStrong.net, down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've worked through our set of introductory comments as well as the preceding 495 poems. We just finished with 495. Its thoughts. If you have done that reading with us, then you know that Emily is often musing about death and the distinctions between life and death. Of course, maybe her most famous poem thus far on that topic, I Heard a Fly Buzz When I Died. And yet here she'll ask this question one more time. What is really the difference between being alive and being dead? It is the struggle with Emily, always it seems, of death and then the notion of afterlife. I want you to notice all of the ases of this poem. There will be 9 of them, okay? As far from pity as complaint, as cool to speech as stone, as numb to revelation, as if my trade were bone. As far from time as history, as near yourself today as children to the rainbow's scarfs or sunset's yellow play. To eyelids in the sculpture, how dumb the dancer lies, while colors revelations break and blaze the butterflies. It is an amazing realization that here we are actually dealing with, yes, rainbows and butterflies. Emily asks a compelling question. What is it that the dead laid in their sepulchre are missing? And she'll argue, it's the most simple of things. As far from pity as complaint. It is, in other words, so tragic. As cool to speech as stone. We'll get to the sepulchre in a bit, right? The grave head. As numb to revelation. Of course, we'll get to revelation in the second to the last line of the poem. Numb and dumb. The brilliance of this poem can't be overstated. As if my trade were bone. As if, she says, the only thing in the end that really matters is this. Right? As far from time as history. I mean, again, these comparisons are remarkable. As near yourself today. As, and then to me, this is Emily's genius. A line like this. I mean, we could write poetry all our life and never come up with a line like this. As children to the rainbow's scarf or sunset's yellow play. This, I mean, in other words, she asks, think of all the things that are missed by the dead. And one of them, of course, is the tragedy of the beauty of the rainbow's scarf. I mean, it's only Emily can come up with an image like that. Or sunset's yellow play. The idea of play, again, is so significant in Emily's poetry. She loves the word play. She uses it in 74 different poems. And then she'll say it. To eyelids in the sepulchre, and then you go, oh, okay. So she's saying this is the stuff that if you're dead and you're buried, this is the stuff you'd never get to enjoy again. How dumb the dancer lies here. Dumb, of course, meaning you can't see or hear, right? How dumb the dancer lies, while colors revelations break and blaze. She loves this word blaze. We've commented on already. The butterflies with the exclamation point to end. What is she saying here? Well, the great scholar David Priest has said it this way: the dead know nothing of the dance of life and its butterfly blazes of color. It's a fun way, I think, to reduce this poem down to a single line. In other words, it's the simple things, Emily's going to argue, in life that we will most miss in death. And we've seen this in other poems. Emily almost seems to suggest, I would much rather stay here and enjoy butterflies and rainbows than die and go to heaven. It's an almost iconoclastic or questionable theology for her time. At 2B, again, the as construction in 9 of them is brilliant, the way she builds it. At 3A, I can't help but think of Wordsworth's rainbow. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began? We're to that whole childhood thing. So is it now I'm a man? So be it when I shall grow older, let me die. What's he say to finish that poem? The child is father of the man. And I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. I think Emily is channeling a poem like this. We've given a full exegesis at learnstrong.net. And as well, Dante's Divine Comedy comes to mind for us as well. Notice that Dante the Pilgrim, who's arguing as the writer that we don't go to hell but rather through it. And when you get to the other side of hell, what is it that you enjoy the most? The light, the simple things, if you will, the rainbows and the butterflies. And of course, to talk about rainbows, one must obviously talk about the Noah story of the biblical corpus, and especially the rainbow that concludes that story. Finally, in 3B, what most will you miss from this life? What are the rainbows? What are the butterflies that you will most miss? Maybe for some of you, it's the enjoyment of reading these poems. Thank you.